Yeah. Direct it, make it. Go. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Connected. I'm your host, DJ Iz, and folks, we are on episode 17 today. So I hope you all are tuning in from wherever you are. Again, you can catch us here every Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're on the East, you know what that means, bright and early. So check it out. For those of you that are just tuning in, let me bring you up to speed real quick. Here on Connected, this is a show where we like to obviously connect you and attach you to opportunities kind of that, pretty much best suit your job skills, which is anywhere from film to videography, to engineering, live sound, broadcasting, songwriting, producing. It's a pretty huge spectrum. So I tell folks all the time, it's not one specific thing. It's a lot so track our day on our social media, and let me give you our social media handles. This is for Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Those media handles is connected. So make sure you lock in, make sure you following back. I like to post a lot of stuff. I like to post, when I'm rehearsing, when I'm in the studio, when I'm talking to, various folks who are engineers or in the field of songwriting, just to share as much information as I possibly can. So that's another great way to stay connected with us, all right, is on our social media platforms, all right, and those handles is connected. So check it out. I'm here hanging. I had a great weekend. I got to watch the game last night. That was a great game, just to see those two go at it. You can see, there's a lot of competitiveness in the game, which is something I love. So, I woke up today, excited about the grind ops we have that are coming your way, which happen to be today primarily in the field of film and engineering. So I know we got a lot of students who are in the film and engineering at the Recording Connection. So I hope y'all, especially my Recording Connection students, I hope y'all are tuning in today so you can kind of just partake in some of these incredible grind ops. Another thing I want to mention, which you'll probably see in a couple more shows further down, we got some really cool additions that we're going to be bringing up. And so I wanted to make sure I kind of brought you up to speed on those, and just kind of what you'll be seeing. You'll be seeing a lot more shows that are on the fly, on the mobile, on the go. You might see a call host. You might see some really, really cool. Well, you're definitely going to see some cool guests coming up. So I definitely want to make sure I start bringing in some guests for you guys, so you can kind of just hear their information and their experiences. Also, too, I want to. We got a email that had came into our new email address, which was, "Do you have any job ops in Minneapolis?" Now, it's something we're definitely working on. So just stay tuned. And it's interesting because I've done a lot of work in Minneapolis. It's kind of where I kind of got my feet wet and was able to kind of just, get my experience on, coming up under Jam and Lewis, which was located in Minneapolis. Studio called Flight Time. I spent a lot of years there learning and perfecting my craft. So it's great to get an email, in regards to when we'll have some grind ops out there. So we're going to move on to my favorite part of the show, which is the grind ops. All right. So when I tell y'all, make sure you have your pen, your pad, so you can jot down all this crucial information, because it is crucial. Make sure you stay connected with me throughout the show as well, because you'll see a link that pops up on your screen on the right side, and that's the only place you can go to really apply for these gigs. All right. You got to click on that link and put your information in. And before I get in them, make sure you have your resume together. All right. Make sure I've been stressing this all throughout the shows, your resume and your follow-up letter pretty much saying why you think you should be hired for the job, and why you feel like you have the skills and the know-how as to what it takes, to execute. All right. So make sure you get all that down. All right. So here we are. We're going to jump into the first grind up of the day, which is in the field of recording. This is for all my audio engineers All right, sound engineers, you know how to get down. You know what it is. So audio engineer for voiceover lab. All right, this is a voiceover engineer needed for SAG-AFTRA Foundation. Mixing experience is a plus, and this is in New York, New York. All right. So let me give you some of those details. Voiceover lab audio engineer. Well, hopefully you got a cool personality, because you'll find that you run into some very funny, cool cats that, you know, their voice comes on and you're like, wow, that voice is coming out of you. So this could be cool. All right, this is in New York. New York engineer will be responsible for recording and coaching voiceover actors during practice sessions. Wow, so you'll be coaching. All right, practice sessions, auditions, and workshops. Candidate must be proficient in Pro Tools, Audacity, Repair, and Twisted Wave. Candidate will be responsible for lab orientations and other audio workshops as well. Okay, so let me dive through these. You know, you'll find that our grind ops details are getting a little more intense as we go on. There's very specific things they're looking for. Okay, so you must be proficient in Pro Tools, Reaper, and Twisted Wave, and you'll be responsible for lab orientations. You'll also be coaching voice over actors during practice sessions. Man, I would say, you know, if you haven't had any experience with that, I would say, man, go to YouTube and pull up, you know, some coaching sessions, and you might be able to find some content that could help you with these particular requests. So, you know, like I said, this kind of lends itself to being very structured, being, you know, having your leadership skills together, because you'll be, you know, responsible for lab orientations and huddling up folks together. You know, workshops. So, you know, you definitely want to make sure you're organized and you have a form of leadership skills, templates on how to gather folks together and prepare them. These kind of things, you always want to make sure everybody has clarity on the details of what it is they're doing. You know, some folks don't know how to put details together. Some people don't know how to, how can I say, articulate what it is they have in here when it comes to putting these kind of things together. So you always want to make sure that you can, in a very simple, easy way, explain what it is you're looking to do. All right. So this is, again, voiceover lab audio engineer in New York, New York. All right. Moving on to grind op 2. This is in the field of videography. All right. For all my recording connection students, check it out. All right. In the field of film videographer, new station seeks videographer for an immediate part-time opening. And this is in Evansville, Indiana. Part-time opening. It's always a great opportunity to transition out of part-time and possibly become full-time. All right. That's kind of how I like to look at these grind outs. When they come in and it's part-time, I always look at it as an opportunity to eventually make, you know, full-time. So these are some of the details for this particular grind out. Candidate must have a flexible schedule, including early mornings, morning news, and weekends. Candidate should have knowledge of commercial video cameras and editing software. Great opportunity for someone who wants a future in television operation. It was cool because I always talk about, you know, when you get into these grind ups, it's always really about knowing the functionality of your gear, knowing the equipment, even knowing the equipment that you might not be using, but it's still found in those particular environments. It's important to know every aspect of what it is you're doing, from the gear to the technical side, because when stuff happens, which we all know stuff happens, you want to be able to fly. You don't want to lose time. All right. So let me give you some of these particulars. Candidate must have a flexible schedule. Okay. So, you know, with any opportunity, you always want to make sure you're flexible. You want to make sure that you can pretty much be there whenever it is they need you, or whenever you need to be there. All right. I know a lot of, you know, employers or bosses, you know, those are the kind of things they really look at, how dedicated you are and what kind of sacrifice you're willing to make. So those are key things that you know, people kind of zone in on. And you must have knowledge of commercial video cameras. That's another thing I said, you know, in regards to knowing your gear. Great opportunity for someone who wants a future in television operation. Now, I know we got tons of recording connection students that, you know, want a future in any type of television, you know, environment or anything that's attached to it. So make sure you partake in that. Make sure you dive into that, and make sure you have all those areas covered. All right. Moving on to the next one. Grind up number 3 for today is in the field of radio. This is broadcast engineer. High-tech company looking for an engineer to work closely with broadcast support team. And this is in New York, New York. All right, here's some of the details for that. This position is heavy tech, meaning that the position entails designing, installing, and integrating broadcast equipment. Experience using split and discrete consoles is a plus. Looking for a candidate that will work great under pressure, who is client service focused, and who has a can-do attitude. Permanent position in Manhattan. No relocation is offered for this position. All right, so there's a couple, Philly, Jersey, those areas, it's 45 to an hour to get into New York. So, this might be something cool for you all who might be on the outskirts of New York. So let me dive through these. Heavy tech, meaning the position entails designing, installing, and integrating. So you obviously got to know your stuff. You got to know your gear. You got to know even the technology side. You got to be up to speed. All right. Experience using split and discrete consoles. You got to know your boards. All right. There's a slew of them out there. So like I said, YouTube is always a great place to go to kind of just pull up stuff so you can get the most information you need. You might see somebody using a board here. You might see somebody using a different board there. Some of the cool things you can find on YouTube and kind of just take notes. Looking for a candidate that will work great under pressure. I always stress with any grind up, you best to believe you got to be able to work under pressure and deadlines and delivery dates. All right. And that only makes you great at what it is you're doing. All right. Because when you can operate under pressure and execute and deliver, man, that's when you really excel. All right. Also, who is client service focused, who has a can-do attitude. Can-do attitude, I mean, that's always a plus, having a great attitude, having an attitude that you're willing to do it, you can do it, and you will get it done is always a positive dynamic to have. And because you'll be working with clients, you got to know the language on how to deal with clients and how to present yourself to clients. Your presentation is everything. That's another thing that I always stress in the show is presentation is everything. And this is a permanent position in Manhattan. All right. So we just got done talking about a grind up that was part-time. Well, this is a permanent position. All right. So make sure you dive into that one because that's a great opportunity right there. All right. So before I move on to grind up number 4, I want to make sure you guys are getting your questions ready for my Q&A that I do. All right. Because that's my favorite part of the show. I know the grind ops is cool, but I love talking to you guys. I like you guys asking questions and me being able to have some one-on-one with you. All right. So get those questions ready. All right. Moving on to grind up number 4. Again, this is in the field of film. This is videographer, editor. TV station and media production company has immediate need for full-time videographer, editor, and this is in Laughlin, Nevada. Cooking out there right now. All right. Again, great thing. This is a full-time position. All right. So that's a definite plus. And it's in the field of videography. We got a whole bunch of videographers at the Recording Connection. So I hope you guys are tuned in today because this show is for y'all. All right. So I hope y'all are here with me. All right. Here's some of the details. Candidate must be familiar with Adobe Premiere and Final Cut Pro, which I know y'all are. Candidate must be able to follow and complete projects by strict deadlines. I know y'all got that under control. Applicants must have a demo reel prepared. Now that, I'm not sure everybody has that together. So demo reel is great because it allows you to showcase your work, your editing skills, your look, well, in a reel, and people can kind of, it's always great when you can put that together because, and we all make judgments based off of, the things we see creatively these days. So if you can see it, even better. Being able to look at somebody's work is definitely a plus. So I would encourage all you guys to definitely get into putting reels together that it's pretty much self-explanatory for anybody who's viewing your work, everything you've been able to do, especially in the field of film. Being able to show maybe some things you've shot, some things you edited and put together is always a plus. All right, last grind up of the day. We're moving on to the field of radio. Board operator. On-call board operator needed for airing live, pre-recorded, and automated programming. This is in Seattle, Washington. All right. Let me give you some of these details. Details are: candidate must be reliable, dependable, and able to work overnights and weekends. Candidate must be able to operate studio equipment and have basic production skills. Candidate must reside within an hour of the station to be able to cover on-call shifts that become available. Okay. Now, obviously, with any grind up, you have to be reliable first and foremost, and dependable, and able to work overnights and weekends. Now that's where the sacrifice comes. All right. Some of you guys want to work when it's convenient and when it works for you, but when the opportunity comes, be prepared to get up and go and make it happen. Okay. So those are what I like to consider fundamentals of getting your career going. All right. Understanding the sacrifice, the work, and the drive you need to have. Candidate must be able to operate studio equipment and have basic production skills. Okay, so your skills on the production side don't need to be all the way perfected. You just got to know how to navigate and flow, and you got to know your studio equipment. Again, that lends itself to what I said earlier. It's how important it is for everyone to know the gear that you work with and the gear that comes within your particular field. You got to have knowledge of everything. All right, don't just know your own or what you're used to, because you might get in situations where you walk into a room one day and it's a completely different setup, and you got to be able to fly. Okay, so definitely know your stuff on that end, and you must reside within an hour of a station. I'm assuming they don't want folks traveling 3 to 4 hours and possibly being late. And you want to be able to cover on-call shifts that become available. So if a shift comes up and you're 2 hours out, but they need you to be in an hour, then that obviously ain't gonna work. All right, so folks, that is our last grind up of the day. Moving on to my favorite part of the show, which is the Q&A. Let's see here. Going there now. I don't see my questions. Hold on real quick, guys. Give me a sec so I can get to my Q&A. Jeez. So where's my squad at? Squad, where you at? Get my Q&As up. Well, in the meantime, I'm gonna show you my little room that I like to create it. All right, if you can see in the back. Now, because I'm a drummer, y'all love to drum, I got an array of drum snares in the back, because I always believe in textures and being able to, just have a library of different sounds that I can reach from. I got an old school drum machine, which I like to call. It's kind of like a Rhythm King, or the drum machines that Sly Stone used to make. Check it out. I got an SP1200, which I love, because that's how I get, if I'm doing anything that's gritty and grimy like DJ Premier, I jump on my SP1200. I got crates all behind me. I like to kind of just, because I've never, throughout my shows, I've never kind of gave you guys an idea of what my creative space looks like. So I usually like to stay in the small rooms. I feel like creatively I get a lot more done in a really small room, and I usually like to work within arm's reach when I'm working on music or a song. I like to kind of everything just kind of like a U. I can just be here and then be there. So it's kind of my setup here. I get a lot done in here, man. So Also, too, before I forget, I want to give a shout out to a mentor, Doug Melloway, who is watching with some of the students. What's up, y'all? Man, I'm happy that y'all are tuning in with me today. Man, that's a pleasure. I'm glad I got this info. It definitely keeps me excited knowing that I got students and viewers who are tuning in to really partake in some of these grind ops that we put together for you guys. All right, that keeps me going. That keeps me energized. So I definitely want to shout you all out. All right, be here every Monday. This is how we get down. Moving on to the Q&A. First question is, DJ is, how do I go to one of your tracks? I'm not sure. Not sure what you mean there. Let me see. Just clicking grind here. He's asking if there's any grind ops near Dallas. You know, we've had Dallas throughout the shows, but definitely keep tuning in because I'm sure we'll have something for you again. All right. I kind of tell that, you know, I get a lot of questions in that say, you know, do you have, you know, any jobs in Philly or, you know, in DC or, you know, and we've had them all throughout the states from LA to, all the way to New York. So it's just a matter of staying tuned in and catching us here every Monday. All right. Next question is from Robert. What do you recommend if you don't have much work experience in terms of resume and applying for jobs? You know, it's all good. You know, even if you just got a couple or if you got one, the goal is to allow these employers to see that you still know how to put a presentation together. You still know how to present a resume. And that's the thing in the workplace, presentation is everything. Even if you got barely information, and even if you only had one gig, you know, put it together. Structure is everything. All right. And follow-up letter, you know, as to why you think you'd be great for the job. All right. It's all good, Rob. Just put what you have, man. And it just shows organization and it shows that you know how to go about presenting something in the workplace. All right. Nigel, what's up, man? Small world, Doug. All right, I guess y'all are definitely tuning in. Let's see here. Eric Mondragon, will there be any audio engineering gigs in Los Angeles in the future? Absolutely, absolutely. Also, too, I'm gonna have my team put up our new email because what I want to do is I want to be able to get you guys information in regards to a lot of the grind ops we've had in the past. And actually, if you go onto the connected site, you can actually see all the grind ops that we've had since show one. And we definitely got a lot of Los Angeles grind ops in there. All right, Eric. So make sure you log on to that site. You'll be able to see everything we've had in Los Angeles, and you'll be able to activate it. All right. Next question. This guy wants to know how he got hooked up with Usher. Well, Doug, for that person that wants to know, I started in the studio actually in 2003, and I was working on music. And at that time, he was getting ready to start the Confessions album, and I had a couple of records that I played for him, and that was history. You know, went off to sell 20 million records and just kind of built a great rapport with him as a song creator, songwriter, and been locked up ever since. That's, you know, that's the quick story, the quick version. All right. Let's see here. What else? Man, the questions are coming in today. Let me see. This is DJ Thirsty. Is this where we ask questions for the host? Yes, DJ Thirsty. This is where you ask the questions. Get them in. Let's see here. I always try to pick good questions for you all, so you get the most information out of me. Rakesh Benny, can I have some chance up there to work in USA? I'm trying to interpret your question right. Can I have some chance up there to work in USA? Can you have a chance to work here in the USA? I think Everybody does. You definitely can. Like I said, make sure you log on to the site, recordingconnection.com, and you can find everything it is that we offer there. All right. Let's see. Will this be helpful for people like me who is staying in India? Oh, okay, Rakesh, you're in India. Okay, to get a job in a place DJ is success. Um, well, we're not quite out of the states yet. I'm hoping one day we can grow, and be able to service people who are all over the country. That's a great goal, that we definitely have in mind. So definitely working on getting something to those folks that are in places like yourself, which is India. All right, but stay tuning in. That's I'm actually honored and grateful to hear somebody's tuning in from India. So that's dope, man. Shout out to Rakesh. Let's see. Uh, yeah, let's see. All right, next question. Sorry, guys, they're coming in. So, while I'm doing this, let me definitely give you our website or our email address, which is connected@rrfedu.com. Okay. DJ Thirsty, he's just sent in a good question. As a First Nations rapper from the West, do you have any answers for me about breaking into the Las Vegas market other than hospitality gigs, like DJing cool pool parties, etc., rather than bellhop and jobs like that? Mm, man, that road, the one thing, and I can say this firsthand because I also DJ. Everyone's a DJ now, man, and the thing is it's all about you know how you're accessing your information, and you got to do a lot of footwork, especially in Vegas. Vegas is such a competitive market. You got to do your footwork. You got to hit the spots personally and shoot a resume, shoot an email that has all your social media attached to it, everything you do, because in Vegas, everybody's trying to get a gig in Vegas, man. So you kind of just gotta hit the trenches, man, and show up to various venues and just see what the need is and see if you can interject what it is you do into those different infrastructures. All right, it's the best way to go about in Vegas. Next question: how do you feel about education versus experience? Well, honestly, I think you can't have one without the other, but I think it starts with the education because you got to have the know-how, and through your know-how, everything kind of spawns off of that, and that's where you're able to obtain information and experience. So they definitely go hand in hand. Uh, DJ Thirsty, I'm in event management at the Art Institute of Vancouver currently. Thanks. Go Seahawks. What up, man? Well, DJ Thirsty, thank you for tuning in today, man. And like I said, I always love the Q&A. So, man, look forward to seeing you again here on the show again. It's every Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And definitely look forward to staying connected with folks like yourself, man. All right. How often do you see job opportunities around Philly? We see them quite a few times. We've had them throughout the shows, Haley. Like I said, we had someone ask about another area earlier in the Q&A, and really it's just about staying connected with me here every Monday, and even staying connected with me through our social media. All right, and I encourage you guys to follow us because there's a lot going on that I'm posting on the day-to-day. And for those of you that don't have the information, our social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook is connected. All right, so make sure you follow us because like I said, I'm posting a lot of information for you all. All right, and I'm sure we'll have Philly in here soon again. Just make sure you tune in and keep catching these episodes. All right. Next question is Jenny. What is your creative discipline like around your hectic schedule? In other words, how often do you create new tracks a week? Jenny, that's a great question. So what I've come to do, which works good for me, and it might work different for others, because I have so much going on outside of music, and I understand that creatively, music is my number one. So the way I've learned to set up my day is when I get up in the morning, 6:30 a.m., I jump on my emails and I jump on any texting that needs to go out, and I allow that time anywhere from 7 to 12 p.m. Within that time frame, I try to execute all the conference calls, all my emails as much as I can, so that when I get to start creating around 2 o'clock, I don't have anything tugging on me and I can just be creative. So with that type of discipline, I can get anywhere from 4 to 5 records that are close to being presentable or being done per week. Um, but that comes with, that's a very strict regimen. That's me being disciplined. That's me allowing my schedule to pretty much not be interrupted. And like I even tell the folks that are sending me emails or reaching out to me, you got to catch me between this time, because if you don't catch me when I'm in the studio, when I'm in the lab, my phone is off and I'm not thinking about emails or none of that. So that's kind of how I like to go about my creativity, and what I've learned works for me best. All right. So I hope that helps you out, Jenny. But that was a great question. Let's see here. Looking for the next question. What advice would you give to someone who wants to set up a summer workshop series for film and audio? First advice I would give you is to go on to therecordingconnection.com, and tons of possibilities, tons of opportunities you'll definitely be able to find. But I think that's a great idea. I mean, definitely, go for it. And I think I think with setting up something like that, a workshop is how you allow other creators, other engineers, other people to come together to share experiences. And when you get those kind of melting pots, it only breeds opportunity. So I think that's definitely great, especially for the summertime. Summertime folks, got time to do stuff, that they want to do, that's cool and fun, and those kind of things are always fun. Workshops and meeting new people and getting ideas and other things is always a great idea. Definitely should go about that. Let's see here. I know I'm running a little over time today, but what can I say? I love I love the Q&A. I love talking to you guys. All right, this one's from Ray. Is it okay to directly reach out recording studios in my area to seek out intern opportunities as an audio engineer? Absolutely, Ray. Don't wait on nobody. If you got that appetite to go get it, man, go get it. All right. I encourage that to anybody. If there's opportunities that pertain to your craft and what you're going for in your career, man, go for them. Don't wait on nobody. Just make sure when you do reach out that you got your presentation together. All right. That's the most important thing. Make sure you have your presentation together. Make sure you got your resume. Make sure you know how to talk to folks. And allow people to see how hungry you are and the sacrifice you're willing to make. Because in this day and age, this generation, they don't understand anything about work ethic. And, to really excel in some of these workplaces, you got to have an amazing work ethic, because there's always somebody who's willing to work hard. All right. So I definitely encourage that. Go get it, Ray. All right. That's a great question. Say hi to Dre Bowman. All right, Jenny, I'm gonna shout out Dre Bowman at the end of the show and tell him Jenny said what up. All right, thank you for tuning in, dear. I look forward to seeing you next week as well. Let's see. See if we have any more questions for you guys. Again, just a reminder: our jobs are only in the United States for now, but trust me, we're definitely expanding and looking to bring it definitely across the water soon. All right, that's something we're aiming for as one of our goals. Let me see. Let's see what else. All right, well, it looks like pretty much the Q&A for the day. Well, guys, I look forward to seeing you all here next week at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on my show, Connected. Um, Definitely, for those of you that just tuned in today, make sure you go to the website, recordingconnection.com, and see everything that we do and what we're about. And we're all about not just the mentoring aspect, but we're also about real opportunities in real time and putting that together for you guys. All right. This is something I love to do. I want to shout out my team, Howie, Mike, Brian, Chevy. Um, I by no means would I ever think I could do this by myself. So I always make it a point to shout out my crew. All right. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Is Connected is our media handles. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. All right. Make sure you're on your grind this week. Make sure you're taking advantage of your time and the opportunities. All right. Make sure you click on that link on how to apply and really take advantage of these grind ops that we put together for you guys. All right. Hope all is well. Remember, stay connected. Peace.